They complained about how I did my job, so I did it exactly how they wanted. I used to work as a maintenance tech for a mid-sized manufacturing company. Nothing glamorous, just fixing machines, replacing filters, and keeping the production line alive. It was a small crew, 4 of us, covering an entire facility. We knew our equipment better than most of the managers ever would. I'd been there 5 years, rarely took a sick day, and I actually liked the work, until management decided to get efficient. One Monday morning, I got called into the conference room. My supervisor was there with a clipboard and one of the new process consultants. You can always tell when someone's never done real work, the kind of guy who wears shiny shoes into a factory. He started talking about standardizing workflows and minimizing downtime. Basically, they thought the maintenance team was too slow. I asked for specifics, and he pulled out a chart showing how many tasks we closed per week. He said, "You're completing about 7 tickets per day. Based on benchmarks, you should be doing at least 12. I almost laughed. Some of those tickets take 5 minutes. Others take 6 hours, but they didn't care about that. He told me to work smarter, not harder. 2 days later, the changes started. They wanted us to log every minute of our time in a new system. Start time, end time, materials used, even which tool we picked up. They also wanted daily progress summaries and photos before and after every repair. I told them it would slow us down, but the consultant said it would make performance transparent. So I decided fine, they want transparency. They'll get it. That morning, I started my shift exactly at 7 a.m. I clocked in on the new system, grabbed my wrench and logged it. Then I wrote a task start note. My first job was replacing a pressure valve. Normally, that's a 15-minute fix. This time, I documented everything. 7:01, retrieved 5/8 wrench. 7:03, walked to compressor. 7:04, verified lockout tag present. 7:05, took pre-repair photo. You get the idea. By 9 a.m., I had replaced 1 valve, but my report was 2 pages long. The foreman came by and asked why I was behind. I said, just following the process. Every detail matters, right? He frowned and walked off. I kept going. At lunch, I logged 12 to 12:30. Consumed meal, ham sandwich, water. My coworkers were laughing because they knew what I was doing. By the end of the day, I'd completed 3 tickets. Normally, I do 8 to 10. The next morning, the supervisor cornered me. You've got to pick up the pace. I said, I'm working exactly the way you told us. If I skip documentation, I'll be non-compliant. He didn't have an answer. I kept it up all week. Every screw tightened, every panel removed, every trip to the tool room, logged, time-stamped, photographed. The reports were flawless, the data perfect. But production started to slip because machines were staying down longer. The foreman complained to the plant manager, who complained to HR, who complained to the consultant. The following Monday, we had another meeting. Same people, same conference room. The consultant looked tired. He said, your documentation is excellent, but output has dropped 60%. What's going on? I smiled and said, I'm doing it exactly how you wanted. Every detail recorded. No shortcuts. He rubbed his temples. Maybe we went too far with the documentation. I asked if we could go back to our old system, log what mattered, and just fix the machines. He hesitated, then nodded. Fine, go back to the old method. Just make sure it's efficient. I said, of course, you'll see improvement immediately. That afternoon, we dropped all the extra paperwork. I finished 9 tickets before lunch. The foreman came by grinning, saying, now, that's more like it. I just nodded and said, guess I finally learned how to work smarter. A few weeks later, the consultant's contract quietly ended. Management stopped talking about efficiency metrics. We went back to fixing things the way we always had. But the best part came when the plant manager tried to praise the new improvements during a staff meeting. He said, our maintenance efficiency is up 80% since last month. I raised my hand and asked, would you like me to share how we achieved that? He smiled proudly. Sure, go ahead. I said, we stopped doing exactly what you told us to do. The room went dead silent. He didn't call on me again for the rest of the meeting, but every tech in the room was grinning.